Alright, Hases, so we learned already how to work with templates. It was pretty easy. What we did is we took a template, we loaded it in, and then we rendered it. In other words, we pretty much just took it, ran it through Django, and converted it all into regular plain old HTML. And then once we had all that rendered into plain HTML, we can return it to the user. However, I'm going to show you guys a really quick shortcut, and that's pretty much how you can bypass or combine the load and render functions. It just helps clean up your code a little bit. So delete this loader right there, and instead what you want to do is from Django shortcuts, you want to import render. So we can actually delete this as well. Delete this. And by the way, whenever I have a dictionary and it has just one pair in it, then I actually like to do something like this. And it just helps, I don't know, condense my code a little bit. But delete this HTTP response. Now, instead of just returning a plain old HTTP response, we are going to return the function render. Now, I don't know if you guys saw that, but render, as the first argument, it takes your request. So we need to pass that in. Now, another thing that it takes is the file path to that template. So just like before, you write music, index, the HTML, that's the template we're using. And the last one is, what is the information that the template needs in order to work? Well, that's just context right there. And if you guys were like, wait a minute, I thought that you needed to return an actual HTTP response. Well, that's actually built in to this render function. So behind the scenes, it takes this, converts it to an actual valid HTTP response, and it's good to go. So now we can go ahead and refresh this, and just so we can change one thing to make sure it worked, I'll say H3, here are all my albums. All right, so there you go. So we click this, everything works beautifully. And I mean, I know that we only saved like one line of code, but this is a whole lot cleaner.